Okay, hopefully this fixes it. All right, so hopefully I got sound now. Had some technical difficulties a few minutes ago, so apologies there. Apologies there. All right, but all right, so let's get back. Let's get to it, man. Let's talk about yeah. So pretty much what I want to talk about today is one of these just blatant lie that's been going around. That's been going around. So okay. So today, well, actually, technically yesterday, there are reports going around that 343 Industries was no longer making Halo games, right? And they would have basically been a support team similar to say some of the studios at Activision with Call of Duty. Now, I don't think it takes being a rocket scientist to know why that's just nonsense. Hey, Tool Man, thank you for joining. I'm good, man. I hope your Saturday's going well as we do a little video game discussion. So yeah, but I want to talk about this lie here because it actually points out to a very common common lie towards Xbox Studios that I've noticed, a pattern I've noticed basically. And our brother other Zinc just joined. Thank you for joining, Zinc.
Hey, no problem, man.
Yeah, so I'm doing my intro right now, but I'll introduce you in a second. But yeah, so the point is, so yesterday the reports were coming out that hey, 343 Industries will no longer make Halo games, and I was going to ignore this. I was going to ignore this and just leave it alone, just let things play out. However, I noticed that a lot of media, counts, a lot of people were trying to treat it as facts, even though sometimes I think with stuff like this, you could just put little two and two together and know that that makes no sense. But unfortunately, in today's age, facts don't matter. Whatever narrative they could push out, and the narrative that they want to push out so badly these days is that there's something wrong with Xbox, with Spencer's management of these studios. And I've noticed a trend of when these games, since these games don't come out say a year after it's initially shown, the media loves to put out these articles stating that everything's having trouble developing. Everything's having trouble developing. Hey, Shane G, thanks for joining. Hey, yeah, man. And you gotta call it out sometimes, man, because I just find it crazy that 343 had to literally come out today and say that hey, Halo and Master Chief are here to stay. 343 Industries will continue to develop Halo now and into the future, including epic stories, multiplayer, and more of what makes Halo great. Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to show some extra proof later. Why is it that when this stuff is proven to be false, the initial reports like 343 Industries will no longer make Halo, why don't they why is it that these same writers, these same YouTubers, and everybody in between don't ever come out and say, you know what, we fucked up, I'm sorry, this is the actual truth. Instead, they jump into a new narrative. And so, Zinc, man, I'm gonna start since you're the one here right now to join me, man. Hey, I'm gonna ask you, man, what do you make of this just obvious lie that we're seeing, where somehow 343's got to come out and specify that no, we're still making Halo, even though I don't think that was ever in question from anyone logical.
Well, Unlimited, I want to apologize to you first of all. And now that I see Shane G in here, because he's a real asshole, he don't play that shit just like we don't play that shit, and he will call somebody out. Hey, man, but like I said, I apologize, man, because I was just outside and I wasn't paying attention because I'm looking for Boomstick, I'm looking for Rand, looking for Jazz. They ain't nowhere to be found. I want to find everybody that was out here talking all this wild shit.
Right.
Okay. And not only, like I said before, everyone is entitled to their opinion. But when you're demonstrative, in your opinion, and I'm going to call out Phil Spencer, and they listening to you could dissect this one guy's um his post, the disgruntled uh Jason Schreier
Mhm.
lovable employee that he loves to put their words on as gospel. You could see some of the guys that are sincere. Then this disgruntled employee, this Ren guy, and he said they wanted to get rid of people that were just trying to make the company better. Man, get your ass out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. And see, and everybody, anything negative is great. And I see this, it's this circle, and everyone is in this circle, these YouTubers, and they're repeating all of the same nonsense over and over and over again. And it's becoming fact in their mind.
Mhm.
Just like a kid, if they tell the same lie over and over again, they think it's true all of a sudden because
Right.
no one steps up and corrects them. But it's it's severely wrong what they're doing. And it's just something that you just can't let go. Just like Shane G said, as soon as he jumped in here, he started throwing punches just like we do. I mean, it's nothing to talk about. It's time to throw punches. He
Yeah.
said he's calling everybody out. I said that on somebody's show. It's time to start putting these people on blast, dude, because they won't stop. And like I said to you before, who's going to step up and apologize for this bullshit? Now, if you and I are wrong about something, I guarantee you we'll apologize about, hey, I was
Yeah,
wrong in that
easily.
prediction.
I've done so before. I've came on here when I was wrong about something. I said, you know what, I was wrong. My bad. Here's the truth. Here's what it's actually about. And it's just crazy to me, Zinc, that the last 24 hours or so. Oh, 343. Hey, Halo's going to cancel season 4, and this isn't that. Um, hey, what's up? 100. Siphon Filter 68, Goggle Poe, and anyone else I miss in the chat. I'll get to y'all a little later. But yeah, man, it's just crazy to me, Zinc, that the media literally out here just putting out bullshit articles that are blatant lies. They're blatant lies, and that the fact that all these so-called credible people just line up and believe them without question is absolutely insanity to me. Absolutely insanity, man. Because all it takes, I don't, I really don't think, I don't even think 343 needed to put that statement out there today, clarifying it. But you know what? Maybe they did because
You
maybe it
know
was
what,
getting back to
Unlimited?
them.
You know what, Unlimited? I don't know if we talked about this, but I said this on either to one of my, I think I said this to my boy Rambo. He jumps in the chat every now and again. I said, this is the first time 343 needs to step up
Mhm.
and say something. And I never said that before.
Right.
But this is one of those times, man, where it you have to restore confidence in your studio that you have. You
Mhm.
know, sometimes a coach needs to get a tech to show his team, his or her team, that I'm behind you. I see the refs are bullshitting, so I'm going to throw a clipboard. I'm going to do something crazy and get a tech to show you that I'm behind you. Now,
Right.
normally, I don't. I agree. I don't. You can't respond to all of this foolishness. You just can't. Sometimes you have to fall back and pull a rock star and just say, "Hey, man, fuck all y'all. I'm not telling you nothing."
Yeah.
And then come out with your work and see if you could come back this great work.
Hey man, you're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. Um hey Tuck, how are you?
Hey man, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
I'm
Yeah,
good.
Tuck,
I'm
your
good.
background noise is just a little loud.
I'm turning down.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, but hey, but Tuck, I want to ask you too, man. What do you think about this just blatant lying that's going on right now? Where these articles, YouTube videos, podcasts, everything in between, Tuck, could come out here over the last 24 hours and say 343 Industries is no longer making Halo games. They ride with it. They don't even question the content of the article. That's if they even read the article. They don't even, they don't question the content of it. They just see this stuff, look at it, base 100% of their views on it, then come out of the woods attacking everybody. Oh, Phil Spencer, you're this, and that. Oh, 343 deserve to die, and so on. So, Tuck, I want to get your thoughts, man. What are your thoughts on the fact that 343 Industries had to come out and say, "No, we're still making Halo. It's not going anywhere. We're not canceling. We're not canceling season 4. We're not canceling store. Their campaign. Any kind of campaign DLC or whatever the fuck they were making up." What are your thoughts on this, man?
Okay, so 343 came out with a statement saying what?
Oh, it's on screen. They came out saying that they're still making Halo, and continue to make them from now to the future, including epic stories, multiplayer, and everything in between, basically.
And
Well,
what you probably missed, Tuck, was it's been a crusade of people, starting with Jason Schreier. Jez
Mhm.
picked it up, then ran, blew it up. Everybody was in on it. Boomstick. Everybody had a podcast destroying Halo, saying that they stopped the Halo campaign 6 months ago, and it's not going to be any more campaign, and they're going to focus on multiplayer. Go ahead, Tuck. How do you feel about this bullshit?
well, listen here, y'all. For number one, okay, if all these people listen, I mean, because I think I did a statement talking about that today. We're not talking about. I think I put up in the chat talking about that they saying that Microsoft's the reason why 343 is not doing good with Halo and all that stuff. They're the reason why. But when I ran into that, I said like, wait a second. Now, for number one, that don't even sound right. That don't even sound right for number one. And for number two, okay, I'm glad they did come up with a statement like that. They cleared it up because we know how people are, man. They go with their
Mhm.
first thought and that's it. I mean, they're not. I mean, and the only thing about it is, y'all, they're not talking about how Phil Spencer came out and talked about, the 10,000 people that they laid off. They're not talking about that because he came out with a statement talking about that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you
you
don't see
did.
any of these other big wheels. They ain't saying nothing. They just laying people off like it ain't nothing and ain't caring about talking about it. So I mean, so to me, I'm just, I get so tired of the media always want to down Microsoft. I mean, if it was anybody else, they're not talking about Amazon, they're not talking about Google. Okay, they're not talking about either one of them, and both of them got more layoffs than anybody. So do
Mhm.
you see them really talk about any of them too?
No,
No.
and,
Always
you know,
off. And
and,
it's
and I,
always Microsoft off for no reason. At least Microsoft is taking care of the people that they laid off. They
right.
taking
Hey,
care of them.
Tuck, I'm glad you brought that up because I was actually going to forget about it because this is going to be one of Unlimited's favorite shows because he likes to read the chat and we like to answer some of the things we see in the chat. But I wanted to capitalize on what you just said, Tuck. No one wants to criticize others, but somebody said Amazon is even stopping this back to school supplies program.
Yeah.
Amazon was funding that. They
Mm.
even cut that out. I'm like, whoa. Now, see, I remember that happening a long time ago. My dad uh, was a United Auto worker, and when the steel mills closed down, not closed down, but laid off a lot of people because the United Auto Worker plant moved to Pennsylvania.
Hmm.
Dude, all of those little Christmas programs that they used to have where they bought toys for the underprivileged, that shit was gone.
Mm.
Soon as I heard that, that's the first thing I thought of. Now, this wasn't toys. This is school supplies. These are future Amazon employees that are going through elementary school because usually that's what they buying for the elementary school kids, give them backpacks and notebooks, pencils, pens, things like that.
Right.
And that's huge, man. But Microsoft isn't commended for paying above board severance packages. But this is going to be a field day for you, Unlimited. And I don't know if you know this guy Mav. Shane G broke it out first with the first person to call
Hmm.
out this guy Mav. Dude, they were going crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't get it, fellas. I mean, it's something that's Microsoft just take all this heat for no reason. I mean, and like I said, yes, do anybody want to lose their job? No, nobody do not want to lose their job, but they don't want to talk about all the 4 years that Microsoft hired people. They don't want to talk about that. All they want to do is talk about the negative side of what's going on with Microsoft, but they don't talk about Amazon. They don't talk about Google, and they don't talk about everybody else letting people off too. But
Mhm.
Microsoft's a bit bad boogie guy.
Yeah,
Mhm.
look at what I have on screen.
Oh shit. Oh, unlimited. See, this is
Yep.
why I hang with you motherfuckers right here.
This is wild, man. And so this is a 12-year, basically last 12 years, Microsoft added 121,000 employees. In the same 12-year span, Sony has terminated 61,000 to the point that we don't even know their official numbers in 2023 according to this chart, right? And this is just something that people threw together, pretty much using all context and numbers that came out, and it's crazy. So even with the 10,000 employees released, Microsoft in 2023 still have more employees than they did in 2021, and going backwards. So even with, and again, we all acknowledge that the people who lost their jobs, it's unfortunate, but they didn't lose their jobs, and now they're just stuck on the side of the road, selling oranges and with feed my family signs. No, man, they got severance pay. Hopefully they took care of themselves financially to where that they could live off maybe savings or something, because Microsoft notoriously paid extremely well.
Mhm. And
So I just want to bring.
not only did they get their severance unlimited,
Mhm.
Microsoft allowed them to keep their stock options
That's right.
and paid
Yeah,
their insurance. So you have a nice, I'll never say plenty of money to work off with, but you have a decent startup for the next 6 months to plan your
Mhm.
next opportunity.
that's right.
Right.
That's right. So when people talk about that, but like I said, nobody ain't talk. Everybody want to turn and talk about Microsoft, the bad boogie guy. I mean, Microsoft does better than half these companies in real terms. They do. Now that's a known fact. You don't hear about Amazon talking about them taking care of their people, and you don't hear about nothing about Google because we know what Google's all about. Um,
Yeah, they too busy killing off all their projects like Stadia. There's a if you ever have the time, Google the term Google graveyard just to see all the projects they killed over the years. It's something.
Yeah, it's amazing.
and then it's so amazing that they trying to battle Microsoft in this Activision deal, but they don't have nothing to fight over that.
And and see like Tool Man after Shane G, well a little bit before that, but he's like seems like Microsoft and 343 Industries got this under control after all. Funny how things get blown out of proportion and promote the negative news. It is a circle jerk of promotion. And I saw
Hmm.
Shits No Elite later on down the line saying basically the same thing. Dude, I mean, everybody, you really don't want to say call these guys names out, but
Yeah,
it's
this.
usually I'll go to sleep unlimited
Mhm.
and talk listening to a podcast, but I couldn't find one that wasn't talking all this shit. I just couldn't find it.
Yeah, for some reason they just go to the most extreme reaction, and Shane G said fucking Rand literally sounds worse than Colin Moriarty.
Oh
Now
my
I haven't
goodness.
even seen that show yet, and
I did. Oh,
and I,
Colin, I haven't seen this. Go ahead, unlimited.
yeah, no, and so Shane, whatever Shane, when Shane's saying he sounds worse than that's tough to
He
do
did. He
because
did. I
Colin.
listened to it. He
Oh,
he did it twice. He did it on this I'm forgetting the show, Pong Soul show.
mhm.
He went in. Okay, he was obliterating Microsoft, just destroying them. Then he doubled down. My boy alerted it to me. He doubled down on him. He and Jazz talking shit.
Mm.
And if you listen to it, you could hear a topic brought up to Jazz of something that people said happened, and you could hear him just ad lib and just go off. Unlike you and I, we'll say, well, we're going to have to wait and see if that's true or not. We'll
Yeah,
do a little bit of digging. No,
right.
he just went in with his own analogy as to what he thinks happened and just destroyed everyone over there at Microsoft in 343.
If Microsoft is so bad, why don't these guys just sell their Xbox or apply for Phil Spencer's job, since they clearly know better than him?
Of course they do.
Because the level of vitriol I see, Zinc, is what prompts me to make videos and podcasts like this, where I gotta come out here and say and just tell people to chill out, because I don't see it. All right, this headline you see on screen, that's a literal lie. It was a lie yesterday, and now that it was officially confirmed by 343, it's a confirmed fucking lie. So if these guys are lying to you about something as innocuous as who's going to be making Halo in the future, what else do you think they're lying to you about?
No kidding. And and you put that on the screen there, and
Oh man.
people just believe absolutely anything, and they will not acknowledge themselves at all. And it's the craziest thing. And here, and you know what, I'm so mad. I guess I can't say unlimited and talk. I'm so mad that I'm just throwing things around because it's all entertainment. But
Right.
just like my professor in college in psychology said, I'm going to miss you when you're gone. And I'm standing there and the class is looking, because we used to go back and forth. But she said, you always have a great debate. And but the thing is, just like this here, there's no proof. And when there is proof, now people don't want to acknowledge it. Like, I'm going down to the smallest thing. That's where I was going.
Right.
They said Pierre Heinz, the one that replaced Bonnie Ross. No, 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 no. Let's stay accurate. Just like Unlimited. Unlimited don't want to hit, oh, around $5. No. Tell me exactly how much it is. Okay. He didn't replace Bonnie Ross. It took three people
Yep.
to replace Bonnie Ross. The people, the woman that everybody loves to hate. They should have fired Bonnie Ross years ago. Bonnie Ross at one point in time was the singular employee at 343 Industries. She was the only one. And people, listen, it's not 500 employees. It's 1,200 plus that this chick hired,
Right.
including she hired her three replacements, including hiring Joseph Staten in 2013. He just didn't show the fuck up. He's been there. And to let you guys know this also, he helped out on Halo 4 and Halo 5 and
Yeah.
wrote two novels soon as he got there, Halo novels. Because I heard somebody say that Joseph Staten, he moves around. He really don't want to do this all the time. He's been doing it for the last 10 years, people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Hey, exactly, man. And you're absolutely spot on, and that's what I love about Zinc. He always brings that knowledge and history. They're not going to replace the people. Bonnie Ross with just anybody when she left too. So they don't know what they're talking about. And like Toolman 55 here said, people should just be a man and admit when they're wrong. Yeah, they should, but they literally never do. um Rand, who they just mentioned in the chat, Shane G just mentioned in the chat minutes ago. He's not going to come on here in the next few days and say, you know what, I was wrong. 343, they're in good hands. Sorry, my bad, guys. No, this is what they're going to do. They're going to find something else to be upset about and try to get you riled up to be angry about something that isn't even a big deal.
Great point. And
Now,
somebody else said that. They said they're never I'm going to get to that comment. It's
Yeah,
somewhere in there.
yeah.
But somebody said they're never going to be satisfied. And like since I'm on it, Gogol Poe said, so much journalistic integrity. And that's my point, dude. What
Yeah.
happened to the integrity? Can somebody have some integrity out there? And it's a lot, even in our group, that don't like Dealer. Okay. But I like Dealer. Dealer is all right with me, because sometimes Dealer shut down the bullshit. Okay, while it's going like Zucker, he can go insane on the show, and Dealer have to pull his ass back. It's like, yo, man, that didn't happen.
Right. Yeah, man. Because this is why I don't get how Xbox is the one. Hey, Tuck, if you don't mind, if you can mute yourself for me.
I
Yeah, I
got
don't.
you.
Yeah, here's the thing. I don't understand how it's Xbox, the Xbox guys who are the ones who get this level of vitriol and hate, and then those same people a lot of times parade around as if Sony and Nintendo is just giving everybody the fucking world.
Hmm.
And my
Yeah.
thing is like, if Sony's so great, why didn't they drop the 7.5 billion on Bethesda? Why didn't they drop the 69 billion on Activision? If they're because they're so amazing. They're so
Mhm.
amazing. They release games all the fucking time, even though their 2022 lineup were all 2021 games that were delayed. Oh no, I'm sorry. Delays are only bad when it happens to Xbox games. My
Correct.
bad, guys. My bad, guys. What about this year's lineup? All they got is fucking Spider-Man. Oh, great. We get to swing around New York City again. Oh, who we fight this time? Oh, we could fight Venom. Venom was in like every other fucking Spider-Man game except for the one in 2018. Oh, that's just so new and revolutionary. You
See,
know?
see, Unlimited. They even have you confused. They have Forspoken, but they don't want to
Oh,
talk about Forspoken because it's
yeah,
so
yeah.
terrible. They don't want to talk about that right now because it's 720p, and I think they have a 1 or 2 year exclusive on it.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
something like that.
Sony was so bad they wouldn't even give people a review
Review.
copy.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that. That's right. They don't. Listen, here's the thing. Here's what I guarantee. This is who got the review copies. Sites like PlayStation Universe and PlayStation Forever.
Hmm.
Those are the sites that got the review
Yeah,
copies.
or IGN in some small country in wherever
Oh
that
yeah,
always
yeah.
give every PlayStation
IG
game a 100.
IGN Istanbul and all that shit.
Yeah,
IG,
Istanbul.
IG,
Right. Yeah, and even Sis
IGN
Noah Leader said
Baghdad.
call them out. Yeah, IGN Baghdad. Yeah, man. Like Sis Noah Leader's even saying, and he really don't do this all the time, but he
Yeah.
keep the facts going. But he's saying, I'm tired of all of them not stepping up and showing a little bit of integrity. That's
Yeah, just,
another
just a,
integrity one going
Yeah,
on.
just a little bit, man. Just have enough. At least question what you're reading. At least
Hmm.
do that. At least just don't take that shit like 343 Industries no longer make it. How did you read that in your first thought? Is wow, that true? That's so true. I cannot believe it.
Hmm.
In your first reaction, like that doesn't sound right. At least
Hmm.
if you think it doesn't sound right, you could do a little critical thinking and poke around a little bit.
Hmm.
And I like Radiant's comment. He said, "Why would Microsoft close Halo? The game is successful. What the fuck?" Yeah, but you know how it is when it comes to Halo. They like to pretend that Halo has been terrible after Halo 3. That because in Halo 4 was trash and Halo 5 was the worst thing to humanity, and Halo Infinite is somehow even worse than that. That's the narrative they want you to believe. But hey, Halo's
Hmm.
been nothing but success.
And here's another one too, man, saying what we're talking about. People should just be a man and admit, or even a woman,
Yeah,
and admit when they're wrong. I mean, step up a little bit. I see
yeah.
you up here, big baller. Say, did we see TK9's video? I saw a little bit of it. TK9 is missing a lot of things.
Mm.
I like to go on with TK9 one on one, and I could singularly answer every single one of his questions and put everything in perspective.
Hey man, that would be nice if we got stuff like that more often. Two men said before 343 dropped that news 2 hours ago. People are saying, "What studios do you think should make Halo?"
I'm so glad you said read that.
Yeah, again. And our brother Erock X just joined us. Thank you for joining, Erock. But yeah,
E-Rock, what's up, dog?
Hey,
what's up, everybody?
fellas, what I really want to ask all three of you on this panel, and I'm just putting this at a lot of thought. Now, is it just amazing that all these people come out against Microsoft all of a sudden? I mean, we all know that Microsoft has always had been as the boogie guy and all that stuff, but people's not holding accountable that Microsoft is just one of the best companies out there. Period.
That's a fact, Tuck. And,
That's a
and it's not that they just started this. They've always been doing this. And somebody said, I don't know if it was Two Man or Shisnor Elite. I don't know which one of them it was, or Shane G. Oh, no, I know who it was. It was somebody that we don't even mention that much. He said, man, I'm gonna find it. I don't know if it was Siphon Filter, but one of the guys said Halo wasn't bad, and they dog Halo out so much. It sometimes I see people rethinking, was it bad? You know,
Yeah.
hey, Unlimited. The Master Chief wasn't running around underneath the map illegally like Aloy was in Horizon Forbidden Entertainment. You know,
No.
none of those glitches happened,
No.
but yet it was a bad game.
Oh,
Other
oh,
thing,
Yes,
other
sir.
thing. How
Yes.
much? Um, I was going to ask you this tomorrow night on the Exile podcast, but I asked you this. I'll ask you this tonight because I know you're our resident Halo guy. Do you have how much money did Halo Infinite make?
Halo Infinite, people, I know they heard it, okay, but the game cost over $500 million to make. The game dropped in on December 8th, I believe.
mhm.
They made all of their R&D, which is research and development money back before January 1st. That's inside of 3 weeks.
Then what do we talk? What are they talking about then?
That's over. And also to couple with that, they said that they broke Halo 5's record. And Halo 5 sold, it was like $540 million the first month or something like that. So it went over that. And then to top it off, following that, they said they made more money off of microtransactions than they did ever before, and more than they did off the initial selling of Halo. Because you remember, and then people started bitching about um, how much the microtransactions were. $20 for this, $10 for just a helmet. That shouldn't be. You know, they were being really, really critical. Meanwhile, Gran Turismo drops 2 months later with $200 microtransaction cards.
Yeah, it is insane, man, and that's why I feel the way Radiance 96 feels. We said I freaking hate the gaming community. They do nothing but
Now,
cry and whine about everything instead of just enjoying games. I feel the exact same way, Radiance. That's why that's why I don't really go on Twitter like that anymore. If you see Twitter on the screen, it's because it's some proof I found that's going to support the topic of discussion. Other than that, even if I do go to Twitter during my everyday life, Radiant, I mostly talk about sports now on Twitter. I don't interact with gamers because all they do is just bitch and moan, and I'm sick of it. But
Let
oh
me get this last one here because
yeah,
I went away from it. I saw it before. This is the one guy that I haven't seen his name before, but this dude, I speak truth. He said, I will keep it real. I think no matter what Microsoft they're not given a fair chance, and always will be third place behind Nintendo and Sony. As an Xbox fan, I'm tired of fighting a losing battle. I'm tired, and it does piss people off that bad
mhm,
because the circle of community that we listen to, they rinse and repeat and regurgitate the same bullshit
yeah.
over and
It,
over and over again, and it can wear on someone
Yeah, and here's the thing: if you like something, you don't want to hear people hate it all the time,
all
you know.
day.
And that's why Shane G here said he unfollowed 6 channels,
Hmm.
just because it gets old. E-Rock to you long gone. You had a long day at work. You see your favorite YouTuber doing a podcast. They're like, oh, cool, some gaming talk,
Hmm.
and all they're doing is hating on Xbox. And you're like, well, shit, I'm playing Halo. I think the game's great, and if you dare say that, the chat will attack you and all that other bullshit. And
Hmm.
now,
nobody likes that shit.
now,
Can I,
I want to ask y'all something, and I really want to ask y'all something about this.
nigga, where's you at a blues bar?
No, hey, that was my phone. I really want to ask y'all something, all three of y'all. How many people did they let go for 343?
No,
Because
nobody knows. They haven't said any specified number, so nobody knows.
correct.
So Tuck, I'm saying this now. If you come across an article, because I know you be giving us all the information these days. If you come across an article that said 343 laid off X amount of employees, it's a bigger lie than this headline you see on screen.
Okay,
Because
I'll tell you
Right,
because
what I saw,
Microsoft has
Unlimited.
haven't
right.
yeah.
Okay, here's what I
Oh,
saw. A guy that I trust, he
okay,
had a
so
list of names and he scrolled the list of names down and he
Mhm.
said it's about 75. I actually looked at the list going up and he named the names and what they did. Now, how many of those people were now this is a legit guy. This was installation 00, and
Yeah.
Dr. Vaca and a few of us know who he is.
Right.
And he's the most legit Halo YouTuber without all that bullshit. Sometimes he could get a little disappointed, like I Speak Truth, that like he was disappointed, but and I'll get in this chat
Disappointed about what?
because it's the rhetoric that's going on. And when you
Tune it
don't
out.
right, when you don't have that modicum of truth that steps in, that's the only reason I'm glad um Pierre said something, because that's what was needed to
Mhm.
finally denounce Jason Schreier and his leadership over the YouTube fools that bounce off of everything. And Unlimited, I'm glad you brought that up about the number. Don't believe any number, because the first Joker that said something was Tim Dog. Tim
What?
Dog said there is, I heard it was a third of the head the 343 team, and it was 130 people. That's not a third of 1,200, Tim Dog. And to answer
Okay.
your question also, Sega, Tuck, um, Microsoft also had the most hires. They hired more than 200 people in the last few years, well over 200 people. Okay, so to lose 75 or whatever the number is not greater than the number that they hired. Just like Microsoft hiring 100, what was it, unlimited over the last 4 years. Well, most people are saying 221,000, so we could leave it at that.
Yeah.
So they hired 77,000 people in a 4 year span because they had 221,000 employees,
Hmm.
and they lost 10. So they still put 67,000 people to work.
Yes. And
Can I,
So
oh,
my biggest question is this. Okay, let's say like if they did, because we know 4-3, we know 3-4-3s.
nigga got more
The
questions than the
gaming
Dalai
division
Lama.
is real big. We know that the gaming division is real big. So if they lose 60, business is gonna still go on. See, these people acting like 3-4-3 is gonna go out of business. That's how I mean that's what it sounds like to me.
That's
That's how
exactly what they're acting like. And that's why these guys in the chat are so pissed.
I don't
yeah,
get that.
yeah. Listen,
How hold on.
I'll go ahead, Iraq.
How can 343 Studios go out of business when Microsoft owns it? How can they go out of business? I want to address some things, and I'll try to make this quick. And then we'll talk got 1,000 more questions because this shit's
Right.
perplexing him like a motherfucker. First of all, Others Inc. read off this statement from somebody saying, Xbox is in third place and he's tired of fighting a losing battle. And my answer to that is, who made the most money last generation? Who's making the most money this generation? Don't go by perception, dude. Go by the money. The money will tell you who's winning any generation. He bought straighten that out when he was in the Exile podcast 3 weeks ago. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that Xbox had made the most money last generation. And they're
Mhm.
making the most money this generation because look who's making all the acquisitions.
I
Nintendo's
was
not
just
making any
going to say that.
acquisitions.
Great
Sony's not
point.
making any acquisitions.
Oh,
Um,
guys.
and why are you in this fight? Why like I don't like being in a losing battle. Well, why are you in this fight? Take yourself out of it and just enjoy your fucking games, man. Just enjoy your games because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're in this to be on Twitter and if you're in this to be on YouTube arguing with these fools, I'm gonna tell you right now, after being involved in this shit for almost 7 years, me and Hebot, you're never going to win with these guys. Everybody's the entire gaming industry is at a fever pitch because they see the death knells being rung for Sony, and so they latch on to any little thing that's happening, like Microsoft letting go of what is it, 10,000 employees, 18,000. I
Hmm.
don't know.
It's
Listen,
like
guys,
10,800 something.
listen. Okay, listen. Okay, I'm the voice of common sense. I missed the last couple of podcasts. Y'all been having podcasts is like a champ. I'm like, yo, man, what the fuck is going on? Did somebody get assassinated? Read the fucking room. Here in Philadelphia, I think Regal Cinemas or AMC said they're closing 38 movie theaters.
Mm.
Now, I don't know whether that's in Philadelphia or in Jersey. I didn't even know there was 38 movie theaters in Philly. But Regal Cinema said they're closing 38 movie theaters. Something's going down. We're about to have a fucking recession.
It's
Either
going to be bad.
either a global recession or a recession here in the United States. I was watching some news somewhere where the United States, who I love my country, but they some lying
Same.
motherfuckers. Yo, man, we gotta
Correct.
Or get a lot.
We gotta pay back all of these debts, man. We gotta pay back all these debts for the dollar be devalued. The dollar be devalued. Listen. Some senator had let that shit slip 3 years ago when COVID started. That this shit ain't nothing to us because we print the fucking money. Ain't nothing to us. We print the money, right? We can never devalue the dollar as long as other motherfuckers is down Colombia and down these drug countries want to change pesos for dollars. So you can get that out. But something's happening. Something's happening. A global recession is about to happen. Regal Cinemas is closing theaters. People are losing jobs. Amazon, the most powerful shipping and retailer on planet Earth, laid off 18,000 employees, right? Every Google's laying off. All these tech giants are laying off. This little paltry amount of people that Microsoft is laying off is nothing. But it's not even about that. These journalists and these haters don't give a fuck about these people. They don't give a fuck about these developments. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about Tuck's never-ending questions. All they care about is they finally had something to go after Microsoft about this week. That's it. That's all they care about. So if you're going to fuel this shit, I'm not talking to you on the production because you got to put content up. But I'm talking about people reading these articles like this shit, right? Is somebody in your chat said, is there no longer any journalistic integrity? Man, where the fuck you been? Somebody wrote an article last week saying that Henry Cavill got fired from DC, he got fired from Netflix, and he got abducted by aliens. And if you believe any of this shit, right, then you gotta take everything with a grain of fucking salt,
he said there is no more journalistic integrity.
All outlets are just they're only hey guys, what's going on?
Hey, what's up,
what's up, bot?
Hey guys, all outlets and look, I've said this 1,000 times, and I'll say it again. All they did was when they started relying more, right, on the internet space, the social media space,
fanboys,
right, and fanboys and the social media space. Once they started that 2013, let's do everything hateful about Xbox, for example, in this case, and Microsoft. That's how they established their audience. And I keep saying this over and over again. They see the drop in numbers when they don't talk about Xbox negatively. Okay? So they made their own bed. So they have no choice. They can't escape. They can't get out of that rut because they adapted their audience to only rely on them talking negative about Xbox. So the people that come to give them their views, which creates their revenue, which is their income, are all the haters of Xbox, all the people that don't like Xbox, all the people that are misconstrued about Xbox, that are misinformed about Xbox. And that is why people like Jason Schreier, the homosexual he is, he always trying to sniff my ass, like I said. He always does this all the time. Now, what I want to know is, what happened? What was said to prove that they lied about 343s? Because I didn't catch that.
Oh no, this is what the lie was. So over the last 24 hours, there were reports like the one on screen that states 343 will no longer make Halo games.
I saw that.
So earlier, I want to thank Zinc for sending me this to begin with. Earlier, so about an hour or two ago, 343 came out again. The statements on screen at the moment that says that no, they're not. They're not being pulled away from Halo. Now we all know this. All of us here in the panel, I believe the chat also knows this as well. A lot of smart people, but it's just the fact that, and what made me even start this show was that I've noticed a pattern, and I haven't gotten to the pattern yet because I want to talk about the original topic of just being flat out lied to in general. This weird idea that guys like Rand or whoever else Zinc mentioned in the chats mentioned. I don't remember everybody's fucking name.
The usual suspects. Yeah, we know who they are.
Yeah, they throw out this vitriol. They throw out this vitriol, doing all this bitching and moaning over a lie. Over a lie,
dude.
Or something that's being exaggerated. Because the reality is, if you guys looked, right, and you read when they first posted about the 10,000 employees that are going to be laid off during the course of 2023, meaning it's through the whole year. That's what they're going to do. And then they're going to rehire in other areas strategically to
Strategic
reconstruct,
hirings
right?
and
To
oh,
reconstruct,
20,000
right? But if you
strategic
looked at
hirings.
Zinc, if you look at the details, they said contractors. If you notice the jump from the last 3 to 4 years, it's during the time when pandemic started,
Mm-hmm.
right? So a lot of these guys that got hired, that Microsoft did that aggressive hiring, right, was because they needed now more staffs to handle the virtual
Yeah,
reality that we were in, right?
correct. And like I told people, it was business. The methodology of business changed during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We had to readapt. Amazon, the reason they laid off so many people is because they had to adapt to everyone buying
Well,
things sitting in their home,
they
and they
had
had to
to
hire more
Zinc.
drivers everywhere.
Zinc. They
Yeah,
had to adapt to more drivers because
correct.
everybody was buying online.
Everybody, we did that for our
Everybody.
mother because we didn't want our mother to go outside because the older
Hmm.
you are, the
Right,
Or you
more
right,
couldn't.
right.
susceptible
Or
you are
you
to
couldn't.
catching something
Or
and
you
you're in
couldn't go
trouble.
to
Yeah,
the store,
that's right.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Well,
Or
we
if you
could
went
go
to
to
the
the store.
store.
We could go, but we didn't want her going anywhere. So
Yeah,
Walmart was
but
delivering
Zink,
her
there's other.
all her shit.
Remember, there's other little details of we couldn't because some stores were they didn't even have the supply, right? So you
Hmm.
were only able to find supplies online.
Correct, that too.
You see what
And
I'm saying?
and I'm
So
gonna
that's
tell you something.
another factor.
I don't want to lose this point here. I have it
Go ahead, go
stuck
ahead,
here on my phone,
go
and
ahead.
I want to tell you how this motherfucker Shane G is. Okay. And
Hmm.
you have So Real jump in here and he says if Xbox fans push for better rather than damage controlling the whole bullshit you losers speaking thing would get better for all. You have no loyalties, So Real says. Shane
Hmm.
G answered this dude in less than 2 minutes. At So Real, this place is not for you. Xbox gives me $5,000 a year in games for $120. The games are great, and the roadmap is the most insane thing I've ever seen.
Right,
Was
Okay,
that a
right.
see,
comment?
that was a comment in succession, Iraq. See,
Hmm.
this is why I tell you guys I represent the chat. It's some dogs out
No,
there
I
that
mean
we
that guy
don't see.
that guy's so real. What he was actually watching this podcast.
He's
Yes.
actually
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Why?
He's in the
this is in
comment
the
section.
chat.
Yeah,
It's
He's
in the
still in the
comment
comment
section.
section.
yeah,
But
he's
but
still there. He's still there.
but why though? Why you don't like
He,
Xbox? Why are you in an Xbox podcast? Explain this to me.
It's the same
he's
reason.
the one who stalks us. He's been doing this
Now,
forever.
now,
You
now,
know that. We
now,
had
now,
a
now,
conversation
now,
with this guy.
now,
I
now what did he say?
actually don't know who he is.
No, it's the guy that me, Sega Forever, I mean Sega Man and E-Rock had a conversation with in a podcast when he was trying to say stupid shit about us with Daxo Alex, because he's always sniffing our assholes because he acts like a homosexual. The dude worries about our content and then try to say that Daxo Alex was embarrassing E-Rock and us and talking shit when E-Rock did the video when we went to visit him. And I'm
Mhm,
like, who fucking does that unless you're a fucking man, an undercover man lover?
mhm.
Who's
And
paying attention when
my,
E-Rock was just showing a bunch of friends gathering, meeting up for the first time after we known each other for so many years through the internet and never met each other in person? You see what I'm
Now,
saying?
now, hold on. Now hold on. I gotta listen. Listen. I have to address these comments. If Unlimited Production can find So Real's comment, I want to break that down. So somebody says, "I
Oh,
speak the truth."
yeah.
Says,
There are a
not,
ton of comments today,
not
so that's going to be a little more
oh,
difficult to get
don't
through.
worry about it. Then, not going to lie. That's a weak argument that can be used on all games to keep it real. The way things are going, the Xbox community will burn itself down and be against each other. Content creator versus fans. Listen, I don't think the real Xbox community will burn itself down because
No, no.
I
There's
don't
too
even watch.
many.
I don't even watch these guys.
Yeah,
But
Right.
there's too
Not,
many.
not the real
There.
Xbox fan base.
Sorry to cut you off, Iraq and Hebot, but they're to put into perspective. Let's just use the current generation consoles alone, the 20 million or so Xbox Series S and X consoles. I guarantee you, less than 1% watches Rand's videos, or
Right.
whoever's a bigger, whoever's one
Right.
of the bigger, the Colt Eastwoods, the
Right.
guys with 100,000 subscribers, and even though they got 100,000 subscribers, their videos don't have 100,000 views. So that's telling me that not everybody subscribe even watch their videos. So the community overall, I speak truth, is going to be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but if you're like us, and you're a bit deeper into the gaming world than say the average person, the average gamer. Yeah, then that's where it gets annoying. That's where it gets annoying. That's where I don't get the lying. Just the blatant lying,
Mm-hmm.
the blatant lying like that. And go ahead and continue, Hebot.
Well, no. My point that I was trying to say because I was trying to basically um, stem off of what Zink was saying, is that that all these people doing these articles, right? Whether
Oh,
it's
wait, time
Kotaku,
out, time out. I am sorry to cut you off, but this comment, I can't ignore this comment on screen. He said, "Tell me the last time something from Sony that came out as bad as Halo."
Oh my goodness gracious!
Grant,
Hold on, hey, I have an.
Grant,
Hey,
Grant,
hold
Grant,
on, wait, I have an
Grant,
answer. I have an answer.
I,
Grant
I have an
don't-
answer.
777.
I
I
want
have.
everybody answer this question.
Hold on. No. We'll let Shit Snow Elite answer that question. He answered that question before this dude said it at 6:59 p.m. He said, "Yep, those people don't care about facts. They just want to complain about any and everything. To say Halo released poorly when a major developer, Battlefield, EA, said the only problem with Battlefield is Halo released flawlessly."
right?
And got the consumer game of the year award when Jeff Keighley and his Sony Kojima Awards never acknowledged the game. That game launched perfectly. Stop it.
Well, and here's another thing. Sorio knows he could act all he wants because he's not stupid. He just likes to fucking bother people because he has nothing else better to do with his life.
Mhm,
But he knows what he's talking about. He knows that this year Sony failed with Horizon
mhm.
and they failed with GT. He
Mhm.
knows that. And even to say the facts, even God of War with a bundle didn't impact the holiday sales the way that people were trying to make it seem that it did. Who's talking about God of War Ragnarok? Nobody.
Hey, Unlimited. Hey, Unlimited.
Nobody.
I know this is your podcast, man. Do me a favor. Just get rid of him. Just get rid
All
of
right,
him.
all right. Yeah,
Because,
yeah,
because listen, we're not gonna waste time with a motherfucker like him. We don't care what you think. We don't
yeah.
care
We,
what
we
you
ain't
say.
gonna we ain't gonna stop the podcast over every dumb comment. I
Yeah,
get what you.
Hey, agreed. I did
I,
that on Sean's show. It was this dude. We went back and forth a couple times, and he said something else stupid. And I'm a moderator in there. Man, I smooth kicked his ass the fuck up out of there. And Sean didn't say shit. I'm like, we don't play that shit here. This is an Xbox podcast for
yeah,
motherfuckers with intelligence.
yeah.
Get your bitch ass out of here.
Yeah, you know what happened? I forgot Hebot explained who he was for a second. So I'm thinking that it's just somebody who stopped by. I don't
Right,
attack.
right. No, no,
Yeah,
no, no.
I don't attack people for thinking differently until they start attacking.
Until you
Now if
start
they,
acting a fool.
yeah, then I'll get them out of here. But like a couple weeks ago, there's some dude in the chat saying he said some shit like Hebot about Hebot. I just deleted it immediately. That's the shit I don't really put up with. So I forgot who he was for a moment. But you're
Listen,
right.
Oh, yeah, is that
they
that fat
come
guy
because
that
they
Yeah.
have
talked
no.
about y'all? Is that fat guy that talked about y'all, about Alex?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh man, shoot, man.
yeah,
I
yeah,
saw
yeah.
his video, man, when his video talking about that, man. That's the man, dude. He's just a big old fat ass piece of lard. That's all he ever will be. He don't have no life. He just ridiculous. So yeah, throw him off
Yeah.
the show.
Yo, Radiance had a he said Halo 3 is primitive compared to Halo Infinite or 5. And you know
Mhm.
what? I feel that way about a lot of these longtime franchises, Radiance. I tried to play Assassin's Creed 3 the other day, and I was like, damn, this feels, it was a great game in 2012, but in 2023, I want to get back to like Valhalla or Odyssey. That's a little too
Mhm.
retro for me now. And
Yeah,
I think, yeah,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I saw you when you got on my friends list. We got on each other's friends list. I went
Yeah.
through Unlimited's list, and I don't know if you went through mine, but I stopped playing Assassin's Creed. Like I said, not that it's not a great game. Is when you get older, your kids get older, they end things, so you have to shave games off. So you play one or two things, or three or four, five things. And Assassin's Creed, if you looked at my list, Unlimited,
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 2, I think I have like 770 achievement points.
Mhm.
I just destroyed that game.
Yeah.
Loved
Yeah.
it to death. And I know they gotten better because I watch and I see what they're doing next, and I'm like, damn, this game is fire. You
Well,
know,
it's that fake hate too on the Zinc
Yeah.
with 343s, because if you guys remember when Halo Reach, right? Remember when Reach came out?
talk about it, Hebot.
Right? Halo Reach was praised as one of the best Halo games of all time,
Master
right?
Chief wasn't in the damn game.
Right? And exactly, that's what the point I'm trying to get to. But I got something else to throw in there. Not only was Master Chief not the pivotal part of the game, but that's when 343 Studios worked on a first Halo game with Bungie.
Mhm.
And most people think it was just Bungie. You see what I'm saying? And then when they did 4, where they actually evolved the game and made it more cinematic, had more story to it, where it made it more,
Well, what they
accessible,
did,
right, for everybody.
they brought the forerunners in. They introduced
Right,
us to the freaking librarian, the
right. But they
didact.
also made the game more appealing to like the mass market, right? Because
Well,
they
it
put
was just evolving, Hebot.
right, they were evolving it, right, and it was great. They had running. It was more cinematic. The game looked gorgeous. It was all about Chief. It was beautiful. They introduced the Forerunners, and everybody started with but it's not like Halo 3. If you play Halo 3 and play Halo 4, the
Oh, my
difference is
goodness.
night and day. And you're like, what are you talking about? So that's how you knew, because it was only 343's name at the time where that fake hate was coming out. Oh, see, it's not Bungie. They need to bring Bungie back. And that's why it hasn't stopped. It hasn't stopped. But what they don't understand is that the entire staff at 343 is like,
Yep.
I think 35% of them.
No. It's 70% of 343 is original Bungie
They're the
staff.
original Bungie staff. Exactly. That's what I was trying to allude to. So if you actually were an Xbox fan and paid attention, you know this. That's why you, Zinc, and me, right, as Xbox fans, we know this. So that's why when we see that fake hate, right, or that unwarranted hate, we see how they expose themselves. All of us here, because we know, well, what are you talking about? If it's 75% of the 343 staff is actually original Bungie, developers
Employees.
and employees, how the fuck they don't know what they're doing?
Right.
They
And
know
like
what
Frank
the fuck
O'Connor,
they're doing.
I'll say this last thing and let you guys go. Frank O'Connor did an interview, and I said this before. The guy from Sifted Gaming said something about Bungie, and Frank O'Connor said, people don't understand when they say Bungie would have did it this way. A Bungie employee actually made those changes.
Right.
And it fucked that dude up, and he didn't have nothing else to say after that. But and I know other people saw that video, but nobody wanted to talk about it.
Right.
And
Just like
that
now,
screams.
just like the screen cap. This is from 343 Studios themselves, where they were talking. They say right here, it says it right there. It says 343 Studios will continue to develop Halo now and in the future, including epic stories and multiplayer and more of what makes Halo great. When the narrative yesterday was that they were just going to continue only with multiplayer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that they were going to outsource it to story to whoever can do it outside, like an outside contractor.
Which made no fucking sense. But that didn't stop almost anybody.
That's great that they put that out.
Yeah.
Unlimited. That's fantastic. I didn't even know that.
Yeah. I think Zinc is the one who showed it to me.
I got it. Oh, that's great, Zinc. I got to send that to me. I got to show that to my son, but my son was worried too.
Yeah,
and I was like, look, you can't believe everything you hear until they actually make it official.
I'm glad you said that, because first of all, that's one thing. E-Rock, tell me how many times I said that, man. Don't believe shit until it's an official statement.
Well, E-Rock has said that for years.
Yeah, of course. And listen, man, they say that about every studio on screen. Everwild had troubles. Perfect Dark. This one was from yesterday
Look
too.
at Unlimited.
Perfect Dark have trouble That one's from yesterday, and this one's from last year. Avowed how trouble, and it's like they say that about every fucking studio, and that was the pattern I noticed. I've noticed that when since these games, since Xbox gave us the precious roadmap y'all bitched about for years, now since they haven't came out within the year or whatever, every studio apparently have this fake development issue.
Yes. That's the narrative. That's the narrative. The narrative is okay. Exactly. So how do we unhype the situation? Okay. Well, every time anything comes out about any of the games or development, if there's anything going on, we make it seem like it's in development, shambles. So people could be like, oh, I got to worry about it. That means the game's going to suck. That means the game's going to be garbage. What's the point? That's the narrative. They want to make it seem like the games, because they're having internal, whatever it is, whether it's reconstruction or whatever, because that happens all the time. Even with Sony, the only thing Sony doesn't talk about it. They say it after the fact. Like when they had all that backlash, remember, Zink? They had all that backlash about Last of Us 2, right? And they fucking admitted that they had like 1,000 other developers or people that work from other places come in to help them, or hundreds.
Yeah,
right?
It was a lot, dude.
And then one employer said, that they put them in development hell to do the crunch time to finish the game when they know they weren't going to be able to do it, and that most outsourced developers that they were trying to get to help with the game didn't even want to work with them because of how bad the crunch was and how inconsiderate they were with the developers in their work schedules. And that was put out there, but you didn't see Jason Schreier push the shit. You didn't see no Randall Thor talk about it. You didn't see no Jeff Grubb talk about it. Paris Hilton, or whatever his name is. You didn't see none of those people push, or Kotaku, or fucking IGN, or fucking digital fuckery that they're supposed to be a technical analyst site, and now they want to also report news because they want to jump in on the action to fucking throw pokes at Microsoft, right? Like they always do.
And so, Jez, the one that started the bullshit, he said they're forcing what was the one Playground Games that's making Fable. He said Microsoft is forcing them to use an in-house engine.
Right.
And like Forza Tech engine is some bullshit that you get at Walmart.
Even if it wasn't bullshit, if I could use my own stuff to make my own money, I don't got to pay outside help or outside contracts or whatever the case is.
Yeah,
I'm using what I got.
What Zink is talking about, Unlimited, what Zink, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. What I'm trying to say is, what Zink is talking about, they're trying to make it seem like them using the Forza Tech engine, like if the Forza Tech engine is garbage. That's what he means. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, and I'm coming at it at a different angle. And my angle is even if it was garbage, which we know it's not. We all played and seen Forza Horizon 5. We know that it's a miracle that game even runs flawlessly on that fucking 9-10-year-old Xbox One console. So fuck out of here.
That's a fact.
I'm trying to hate on that engine. But even if it was garbage, it's their own property, so use it. Use it. Use what you got.
And Colin Moriarty wants us to nurture everything anyway. So now we nurture something and we get hated on that too.
Yeah. Shit, man, they want
that in the mix like dude is a badass dude too, man. Me and in the mix was destroying some chat the other day. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah. She in the mix said he got 30 days in Halo. I'm like, damn. You know, man, that's dedication right there.
They know that it was said right from the beginning that they were going to try to do Halo Infinite as a 10-year project where they continue to feed it, to keep growing it and making it better, right? They know. It was said right from the beginning. And then when it came out, they try to make it seem as if, oh, look at that. They did the vertical slice. They act like Halo was going to be like traditional Halo, and all of a sudden, look how it is. They're trying to do microtransactions and all kind of other bullshit when that was also a lie, because the micros are not something that you have to do obligated. You can do it within the game itself. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and let me address Larry Honor's comment. Thank you for joining, Larry. He said, bro, can you make more videos on these PlayStation haters? This has to be the only Xbox generation that's being disrespected so badly. Well, correct. I'll say that, I like to keep my channel more on the a positive thing about Xbox, what Xbox does well, more so than about the PlayStation haters. And the reason why I do that, Larry, is that I want my chat to be how it is now. A bunch of smart people leaving excellent comments, a lot of comments that add to the conversation, that add to the discussion, that add to it'll even educate me at time. I feel like if my channel was, man, fuck PlayStation, my comment would just be a bunch of trolls that just want to hate
Yep.
PlayStation. I don't want to go that route,
Yep.
Larry. I, I
Yep.
I love that you came and joined. I hope that you love Xbox as much as we do. But I'm not going back to that
Hey,
to endless videos of one
hey,
PlayStation.
But
hey, Larry,
go ahead.
Honors. This has to be the only Xbox generation that's being disrespected so badly. They're disrespecting it badly the same way that in the early 2000s to almost the end of the 2000s, the New England Patriots were disrespected. Why? Because they kept fucking winning.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
listen. This is why I watch movies and sleep. This is why right here. I cannot have my brain cells be bothered with by this fucking fuckery anymore. I'm not shooting this at you guys. It's just I see all the articles in the chat. In fact, tomorrow night's Exile podcast is actually going to be about the layoffs and the global recession. I didn't know all of this shit was going on. I
Oh
didn't know
yeah.
motherfuckers was targeting, writing fake articles and shit.
Yep.
But listen, Xbox gamers, and I've said this to the guys a million times, right? Hebot said this. Who's making the most money? Who's benefiting the most from Game Pass each month? Who had 5 to 6 new intellectual properties come out in 2022? Who has 5, 6, 7, or 8 intellectual properties, new IPs coming out in 2023? What
Yes.
what what gaming company is leveraged as far as intellectual properties that they own from 2023 into 2030? Dude, listen. I'm not going to sit here and do an official count of everything Xbox owns, but all the big heavy hitters, Doom, Wolfenstein, Call of Duty, they now own all of that. You guys are leveraged out the ass. You Xbox gamers have everything, right? So I'm not expecting you all to become old, jaded old men like your boy Iraq X here. I'm expecting you to use your fucking brains and just either shut these guys down, like so real, whatever fucking name is, or just turn these guys off. They're mad because this year was and is, as Unlimited Productions said, our victory lap. This is it. And it's driving everybody the fuck insane. Paul Tassi, Colin Moriarty, the people that write these articles.
Jason
No,
Schreier,
Jason
Jez.
Well,
Schreier.
real quick, if I could intervene just to say something real fast.
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, you're lying because you're not jaded. Because if you were jaded, you wouldn't play all the fucking games you play. You play all types of games.
Yeah,
I'm a
he
fraud.
just
Call
be
I'm
his
sorry.
ass out, he
I'm
bot.
he
sorry
Call
just
him
to
out.
be
expose.
high.
I'm sorry to expose your lies because
Yep,
you're
get
not
him.
jaded. I'm sorry.
Yep,
I'm a
That's number
fraud.
one.
shit.
I'm a fraud according to people like. Oh no, I'm a fraud according to so it's real. I'm a fraud.
Yeah,
Right,
Hey,
right.
but Larry honors. But trust me, dude, stay here because when people bullshit, I'm coming throwing haymakers and it's gonna be bad and you're gonna love to hear it. And we
yep.
know all of these PlayStation slash Xbox. Oh, I'm an Xbox. I have the Halo helmet. I wear that shit to
Yeah,
sleep at
yeah,
night. Will you
yeah.
shut the fuck up, boomstick? No, you don't. And then you could tell a Halo liar when they said the game it finished off of a cliffhanger.
Right.
The story was horrible. Dumbass, the story will never end. It's like
It's
life, dude.
continuous. Yeah.
It's gonna always leave on a cliffhanger. It's not a C spot run Sony story where you get the whole story and after their movies finish rolling, dude. Like
Right.
I have this when Unlimited started the show. Before that, I'm listening to the doom and gloom, right? And it's
hmm
like Halo is going to stop making a campaign. Dude, I slowly looked over at the third installment of the Halo Encyclopedia. I'm
Right.
like, and then I thought about the movie that got an additional third season from Paramount. I'm like, how the
Yeah, the
fuck they
TV
gonna
series.
do
Yeah.
that? You know, I'm like, this is some stupid shit. See, the problem with this group here and 100, we know how to fucking add. We know what made everything great. And we know that Microsoft has been hated on since Bill Gates shut IBM out when IBM thought they could buy Bill Gates. It's like, oh, he's a little kid, we can handle him. Nope, Bill Gates is a jackass. Sorry.
Right,
He's a
right,
shrewd businessman. You get what
right.
you get. And these guys are no different. They may sound like they're soft, but they carry a big stick. And before you know it, just like E-Rock said, this is how you figure out who's winning. If you can't tell by the dollar amount that they show you, because they have unlimited back there doing the accounting and hiding shit so they don't have to pay a lot of taxes, look at their purchases.
Right.
$2.4 billion for Minecraft's blocky ass.
Yeah.
7 point. Go ahead.
No, and you're right. I was just gonna say that look, listen, if if PlayStation is so great, why aren't they buying Bethesda? You know what I'm saying? Why aren't they buying Activision?
Shit, why are
It's
they crying?
yeah,
Why are they crying over the acquisition? Right there, it tells you everything.
My drink.
yeah. That's why I'm not. E-Rock says he jaded. I say that for me it's just that simple. I just can't get mad at anything anymore.
Right.
I can't.
I want to correct the whole jaded comment. Jaded. But when I say jaded, I mean like
You know what you mean.
I don't have any
We know
respect.
what you mean, brother. We know
I
what you
don't.
mean.
I don't have any respect for any of these people, so why am I
Well,
going to waste time with them? Why
Right, right.
the same way I don't waste time with fucking these motherfuckers on YouTube who do these movie reviews the same way. Yeah, listen. I understand that fucking the movie reviewers I grew up with, Rex Reed, Gene Shalit, them motherfuckers ain't coming back, right? Fucking Roger Ebert, the motherfuckers that actually we could trust, they're not coming back. So
Yeah,
all of
they're
these
dead.
fanboys fucking took over, right? Well, it's the same thing with video game journalism. They
Yes.
cannot accept that Sony has openly admitted that they fucking lost, right? And so that every week, every hour, they need something to run with. Microsoft's laying off 10,000 people. Oh, this guy wrote a fake 343 article. And so instead of them doing a Google search so they won't look stupid, they immediately run with it for ammunition for the stupid console war that y'all have lost. Y'all have lost. Nobody's talking about Nintendo. Nobody's
Well,
talking
it's
about PlayStation except for y'all. Everybody, every day, every week is talking about Xbox. You talk about the winners. And again, they hate you guys now because of everything you have. So what do we got to do? We got to try to tear down Xbox. We got to
mhm.
talk about the two games that we do have, Spider-Man and God of War. And really, y'all running out of IPs at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
Y'all fired all y'all shots. Y'all fired y'all three
Mhm.
shots. Xbox is about to fire they 15 to 20 to 30 shots, and they are fucking pissed. This represents a clear and present threat to everything they've known. All they've known is PlayStation, and they can't accept it. And the reason why I keep using this word, but I have to clarify that. I'm so jaded about the gaming communities because at every walk of life, we move on. Nobody fucking cried and had a fit and tried to fucking stop Netflix because Blockbuster Video went out of business.
Right.
Nobody fucking cried and laid in the ground and tried to stop the bulldozers from Giant Market when Pantry Pride went out of business. Things change.
mhm.
Things change, and these guys can't accept change.
Let me
So
jump on you right
Well,
they
here.
need
D-Rock,
to they
real
need to
quick.
they need to get you guys riled up. They need to get Tuck riled up. Tuck's co-workers need to wait for him outside the lunchroom so they can ask him stupid fucking questions. And I would just be like, look, man, if you're not asking me about football or women, get the fuck out of my face. I don't want to talk
Especially
about
at
these
this time of
stories.
year.
I,
Especially at this time of year.
I,
Well,
I don't I don't want to talk about these fucking plastic boxes. You guys have lost. If you
yeah,
don't know
yeah.
you lost, that's okay. I can understand. If you don't want to accept you lost, that's okay. But read the writing on the wall. This global recession, as bad as it's going to be, is not going to stop the fucking Activision acquisition. It's not
Right.
going to stop Xbox. It's that they are already leveraged. It might slow down development, but if you're an Xbox gamer, you can relax knowing you've got games coming for the next. I don't know. We're not even going to be alive 30 years. This shit is so fucking ridiculous. Perfect Dark's Troubles, Growing Pains. these games have a longer development cycle. Hell, we don't know when we're going to see Grand Theft Auto 6. We don't know when we're going to see it. We know it's coming out, but from what we saw last year, it's still in early development. Footage that you guys leaked over the internet. This is how disrespectful you journalists, you people are to gaming. You don't care about gaming. You don't care about Rockstar. You don't care about 343 Studios. All you care about is your little fucking insignificant console war. It's over. Meanwhile, us Xbox guys, we're over here enjoying gaming. Shit is coming to Game Pass every week. I'm ready to enjoy fucking Hogwarts Legacy.
Yeah.
Listen, man, we should be celebrating gaming.
Oh,
We should be. This is the year of our victory lap. We should be celebrating it. High on Life, a game they tried to malign, was one of the most successful launches on fucking Game
Yeah,
Pass.
it needs a physical copy too.
We should be celebrating shit like this.
You know, because it was a shame. It was a shame that Microsoft didn't experience the 100 million people that saw Jeff Keighley's award show. High on Life had no advertising. A Boomstick. I shouldn't have to promote High on Life. Hey, Boomstick. High on Life.
Wait. He should have to promote.
He said that.
Listen to the level of ego saying some shit like that. He shouldn't have to promote High on Life. When's the last time I turned on the TV and saw Boomstick, dancing on stage? Play High on Life, guys. Never. The only people he reach out to are people that click follow or subscribe on his fucking YouTube channel. Get out of here with that. I shouldn't have to promote.
He's too big now. He's too big. But look, if I may, one thing I wanted to say to Larry about his question that I remembered.
Mhm.
The reason also why they're hating Larry is because since the end of last generation to the beginning of the launch of the Xbox series of consoles, Microsoft has done nothing but positivity and success.
Mhm.
And they know this. And that is why they want to continue to hate, to try to kill that success. But you can't kill revenue or money, or like Erock said, what they have created, their structure, their state. They're so well structured that they have games for the next 3 to 4 years, and most of them are going to be new IPs versus what Sony or even Nintendo offer, because they're still doing
3 to 4 decades, T-Bot.
yeah, they're still doing their old IPs, E-Rock. Like, what are they getting this year? Spider-Man is a known IP. What did they just launch?
He's not saying Forspoken.
Right.
Forspoken.
Well, Forspoken is a Square Enix game.
Hold on.
And Forspoken is also
hold on.
time.
He bought. Chill, man. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. I got to address Zink on this. Zink, stop mentioning fucking Forspoken. They're not even going to play that game, so don't mention something.
The demo's pretty bad, right? Unlimited. The demo's pretty bad.
That's why I keep saying that.
Yeah, it's even worse than garbage. I'd have more fun if I jumped into a garbage pile.
The demo's pretty bad. Unlimited. You played it. I know you have.
Terrible.
It's bad.
It's terrible. It's another terrible game. That's the typical Sony formula, just not made by Sony. But it's a third-person game. The protagonists don't shut the fuck up. It does nothing new. It's not interesting. Shit's gonna flop. All right,
it plays like shit,
and we don't need to mention that game because it's gonna go nowhere.
Nope.
Hell,
yes it is. Yes it is. You're lying. It's coming to Xbox in 2 years. You're lying. Stop it.
Nobody gives a fuck when it comes to Xboxes. You know that, man. You know damn well when you see that shit on the Xbox store, unless it's on Game Pass.
That shit's gonna be on Game Pass. I bet you.
Yeah, you're gonna see that. You're gonna see that shit and be like, oh, I ain't downloading that. You know, when you see the demo and the bitch don't stop talking, and it drives you crazy. You go.
Oh, the game's horrible. The demo's horrible. Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, so let's drop Forspoken out of our vocabulary going forward because it's a dead game even before it released.
Hey, let's address what you put up. I saw you put this up from Gogol Paul. He said, what is it? Where is it? Plus, there are certain loud fans that come off like they speak for the whole when they really don't. It's like that in any fan base, but it's even more so in the Halo audience. Most of the YouTube Halo. Hey, listen to this. Back to Boomstick and a bunch of other people. They started going through, I hope it takes over instead of Bungie. Give it to the coalition. Give it to what's the people that made one of Todd Howard's games? Uh,
One of the Bethesda games,
yeah,
like Arcane Studios, maybe.
give it to
Arcane,
Arcane, and it was another one more. Obsidian. Give it to Obsidian.
Obsidian, yeah.
Give Halo to Obsidian.
Hey, listen, check it. Hey, dude, unlimited. Let me just report the news. I'm just telling you what some of this chat heard that I heard. Right? So check it out. So then it gets better. They start going through scenarios and what they could possibly do, and everything they were saying, they've already done and have been trying to do, and it's coming. And all of it, they should explore the forerunners. Well, y'all just said Halo 4 was a piece of shit. Okay.
Right.
And then introduce them there. They need to announce new characters. Who the fuck is Atriox? They would do it was
Well, the black guy y'all didn't like, Locke.
well,
Right.
different
Right.
protagonists. They only hated Halo 5 because it was almost the same as what's that one, the other Halo game where Master Chief.
Part two, because he played with two different characters.
Hebot, you going too fast. Of course, I'm going to use that, but no, not the Arbiter, because you remember Hebot, they hated the Arbiter, and
Yeah,
then
they hated the Arbiter too, and then they end up being like the most loved, right?
most loved game of all time. Yeah,
Yeah.
do not split, right? So anyway, no, it's the other Halo where Noble Six was in it. Why am I forgetting this name? Where Noble
Noble.
Six and they first gave Cortana to the Master Chief. It's the game that leads to Halo CE.
Yeah, Reach.
Halo Reach.
Halo Reach.
Chief was nowhere to be found. But so what's so different about Spartan Locke? He's black. And then Ryan McCaffrey, I'll never forget this. He started the hate on Spartan Locke when they had that Halo live series movie, and Coulter played the lead. He hated him then. And that was an A-list actor. He played on The Good Wife. That was a damn show, Y'all gone here, but I had to address Gogo Poe, because that's right. And that they're all making all of these stupid ass scenarios. And just for people like myself and Dr. Vaca that live Halo, we know everything about it. We know all of the offshoot things, So you can't get anything past them.
But here's what's so great about Halo, and I'm going on record how Halo Infinite is actually the first Halo I actually finished.
Correct.
That's how good it was.
You did say that. You did say that.
My police record is well known. If you're going by somebody's police record by going by their achievements, that's stupid, because I finished High on Life, and it's saying that I only got fucking 15% completion. So you can't go by those fucking achievements. Those achievements are stupid.
Yeah, achievements is bullshit.
Yeah, I got to prove up on my channel that I fucking finished games. But anyway, as great as Halo is, that's just a drop in the bucket compared to everything that we got on Xbox. Xbox has got every avenue, every genre, everything covered. And even the shit that nobody even talks about, like others think always brings up Minecraft and Roblox and all of that
The
stuff.
Gunk, Crossfire X, Loco Psycho, Crimson Dragon.
Those are like stuff like that. That's already we're talking about the recurring revenue shit.
I know, but the reason why I'm saying it, E-Rock, is because they mention anything on Sony. It could be a game about taking his shit.
Yeah, I
don't give them a pass because of that. You see what I'm saying?
I know.
But E-Rock is saying no. E-Rock going a different way with that one.
But others are gonna give you the numbers of how many people are still playing Halo Infinite. He'll give you the numbers on how many people are probably still playing Forza Horizon 5. He'll give you the numbers on how many people. I think 25 million are playing Sea of Thieves, which they still won't give credit to. Sea of Thieves
just took 5 million away from Sea of Thieves. I don't believe
going on 5 years strong, and the game that it was put ruthlessly against in 2018, God of War, ain't nobody playing God of War, the first one. Nobody's playing it. Nobody's talking about it. They're still playing Sea of Thieves 5 years later, and no one had the integrity to say, listen, man, we were wrong about this game. State of Decay, all of these games that are still being played and have recurring sources of revenue, but that's not even all the shit in Microsoft's wheelhouse. They've got all of these new intellectual properties coming this year, and Xbox gamers, they fucking hate you for that. It's just that simple. I don't know the other way. They fucking hate y'all for it, and they like to get y'all riled up. And this is the shit that they do. We know who they are now. They're easily identified. I used to get pissed. I would go right to making an Iraq X video 2, 3. I used to get so pissed by this shit until I finally realized that these guys are just like Hebot said, they are who they are. They're fucking liars. And everything that they say can be easily debunked in 2 seconds by just a fucking Google search. You don't know how many people I encounter on social media every day that flat out are misinformed about either Warner Brothers or Xbox or just life. They're misinformed about how to make a fucking omelet. I mean, motherfuckers just don't have any fucking education, but about anything. Like this guy, so real or whatever. Like, dude, listen. We get it. You hate Xbox, okay? Well, then have a cookie, go somewhere, and go sit the fuck down, right? We're over here enjoying our shit. We're enjoying gaming. We got the gameplay up.
First.
We got the gameplay up to back it up. You know what I mean? You want to sit and call motherfuckers frauds, but yeah, all we do over here is we promote gaming, we celebrate gaming, and everybody always says the Xbox community in this broad sense. Oh, the Xbox community is at war, and the Xbox community is mad at 343 Studios, and the Xbox community have questions. I don't have no questions, motherfucker. I was asleep today. I'm not mad at 343 Studios. I was watching a movie 2 days ago. I don't like.
I'm gonna watch it tonight.
I just don't. This it's going to get to a point now where I'm gonna have to start using the word Xbox community because it's too broad and it's been too misused, right? All of these guys that claim they're part of the Xbox community aren't, and we know who they are. We know what their MO is, and now that we know who they are, we really don't have to give them any more fuel. We don't have to feed these trolls. Because
that's where I disagree. We do have to knock them the fuck out, and I'm gonna get these 2 comments.
But Zink, listen to me, man. I love you, brother. You'll be knocking them out until that fucking stupid ass Japanese company closes down. I don't know if you or your prostate has that much time. You better go get your exams, go get your fucking health check, and stop worrying about these motherfuckers. Because listen, Zink. It don't matter what day it is. It don't matter if Jesus Christ come back. It don't matter if there's a nuclear war. These motherfuckers will be watching the mushroom cloud. And Xbox did this.
Good, they could do that. But
hold on. But before you get to that comment, I want to say thank you to Tool Man. He said, "I just found this channel and I'm loving the discussion." I always I like to show appreciation to these type of people who just come here. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I hope you continue to join because and as you get a taste here, we're not a bunch of overly angry 50-year-old men who hate life. We a bunch of guys who love gaming, love
detest life.
Yeah. Now go ahead.
Detest life.
I just hate life and I can't get a boner because I'm too old. I'm getting old. That's the only time.
Hey, Tool Man is one of my boys from the chats that we parade around in the street. Hey, I got to get these 2 comments here because I see usually I get a chance to prepare for the podcast, but Unlimited just started up. I'm like, damn, I never quit a Halo game, Gears game. I have to quit one. Mr. Kima says this at 8:00. He says, Boomstick used his podcast yesterday to bash Halo and praise God of War. Then it gets better. Then scroll down and Shisno Elite piles on at 8:01 p.m. Boom won't be happy till 343 Industries turn Halo into God of War, and that's why I don't listen to him anymore. Now let me elaborate. This is what happened. This dude said God of War 2018 was good because they made the game. Well, that's because Ascension was terrible. So somebody didn't like it. So they revamped God of War 2018. And then it came out and everybody loved it. And if you look at it, it was buggy as hell.
When Ascension was a better game.
He said that Boomstick said that they need to make changes like God of War. Hey, listen, Boomstick. Microsoft and 343 don't want no parts of God of War because that bullshit is still not $1 billion franchise yet.
Yeah,
okay? So why should they copy them?
Exactly,
and
exactly.
of
The
discussion.
way these guys talk, Zinc. You think that we're the ones who supporting the company that can't, who that lost $20 billion from a tweet. That's the way
From
that these
tweet.
guys talk. You
Mhm.
know that they swear up and down that God of War is this masterclass in gaming. It's not. You
Nope.
talking to somebody who played the game. It fucking sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Where the
Um,
numbers?
And
yeah,
Where the numbers?
let me close God of War out for Boomstick. Just think about, okay, Halo, it launched great, right? To every all accounts. But let's talk about this, Boomstick. God of War has one dimension. It's a single player only. Halo is a single player. It's a multiplayer. It has campaign co-op. It has a forge mode, and it's have more things coming. And they dropping new content in it. Hey, Boomstick, when
Right.
did God of War drop their content? Because that's what the big bitch is about Halo Infinite is the lack of content. There's
Others,
content.
people will be playing Halo Infinite next year in 2024.
Mhm.
Nobody will be playing God of War in 2023.
Nobody.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Boom. See, he by saying that he lets you know who he is. So we can't pay attention to a guy like that no more.
Mm-mm.
yeah,
Yeah, well,
yeah,
because Boom's Boomstick audience now is about 75% PlayStation
Mhm.
players. That's why.
yeah. How the hell does that happen when you're an Xbox channel?
I don't know.
Do you
Because
guys?
because he played the neutral card.
Oh, okay,
Thank you,
He
gotcha.
Levi.
played the
Thank
card
you.
of, oh, I play all the consoles because I love all games, but
And
then
Right.
wants to claim that he's Xbox centric. You see what I'm
Got you.
saying?
Yeah, that actually makes perfect sense.
How are you
And that's
Xbox
why.
centric when you're constantly shitting on Xbox? That's how these
And
guys
that's
they let you know who they are. I said
and
that
that's when
before.
you'll
They'll
see the
let you know
comments,
who they
E-Rock
are.
and Unlimited. E-Rock and Unlimited. When you see the comments, right? When you go to their comments, or when people that follow them come to other Xbox channels like us, you'll see they'll be like, "Oh, you see, you guys, y'all not real Xbox fans because y'all don't know how to critique them, and you don't want them to do better.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
are they gonna do better? How
They
are they
love
gonna
that
do
dumb
better
shit.
by what we say, right? Because we're just spitting the facts, right? And we're speaking about the facts. If they're making more money than Sony and Nintendo combined,
Hey, but what the fuck am I going to say to help Microsoft
yeah,
make
that's
make
the
make
point.
make
That's
make
what I'm
make,
saying.
make 190 more $billion? Nigga, I'm over here starving. Fuck Microsoft. I ain't helping them
That's
do
what I'm
shit.
saying. That's
Hey,
what I mean.
They
How
better
are
help
we
me.
supposed to make them do better if they're already making boatloads of money more than Sony and Nintendo combined?
Hey, he about
God
they
of
better
War
help. They better help
sold
us. What you
supposedly
talking
what? I
about?
think it was 4 million copies or something like that. They said, right? And this is with 30 million PS5s, quote unquote, and then the 110 quote unquote PS4s.
They
Do you
know this.
realize that's not even a percent of their audience or of their consumers? So how you figure that that's good? Guess what? You got 25 million players or 35 million players on Sea of Thieves and on fucking Horizon and in fucking Halo and in fucking Gears. You got millions that still play consistently.
Xbox, y'all made $3 billion and y'all made $3 billion in 90 days. Y'all need to do better. But you need to
Exactly.
do
That is
better.
the mentality. As lunatic as it
But
sounds,
but
is
but
that's
we
exactly the mentality they have.
we got God of War over here. They got a fucking best voice actor award. Like this is why they don't have me
Because
anymore in the
they
podcast.
also think something like the Jeff Keighley Award is real, like that means something, like it's validated.
Yeah.
They really think that that made up award by Jeff Keighley himself, which the entire staff and committee of his staff
We
are
know,
all PlayStation centric and
they
Nintendo
know.
centric people,
He bought
and
the
they
fucking
think that's a real thing. You see
he
what I'm
bought the
saying?
he bought the fucking Source Awards is more legit than the fucking Jeff Kelly Award. And the
Yeah.
Source Awards is where black folks go to get shot, and that's more fucking reputable. So like these guys let you know, they let you know who they are. How, yeah, Xbox, you made $3 billion in 90 days. You need to do better. I never heard of such shit
yeah,
in
Yeah,
my
you
fucking
drop
life.
like one of
Or
the
or
guys here said, you
or
drop
to
the
add to
ball.
what you're saying, E-Rock, Xbox, you have over 35 brand new IPs coming out on Game Pass next year, but you need to
Hmm.
do better because they got Spider-Man 2.
You
Yeah,
need to. I'm glad
I
you need to get
love that
understand.
Hebot said it that way because
Thank
that sounds so absurd. Coming just hearing it out loud.
it gets better, Unlimited. I heard, and the guys are right in here about Rand. I'll tell you what he said either tonight or tomorrow. But check it out, dude. They were bitching about why don't Todd Howard, when are we going to get Fallout, the next Fallout game? Dude, these guys are making a big ass game right now.
They know
Right.
that.
I mean, you can't wait till they at least drop this game. They're bitching about when are they going to start the next Fallout game. Dude, calm your. Why don't you bitch about?
Other thing, they act like they got amnesia because they're also working on the other game they announced. The Elder, remember Elder Scrolls?
Dude, they try. They was like,
They announced that also. They're also working on that.
Elder Scrolls. When are we getting that? When are we getting Fallout? Dude, they making a big ass game right now that Todd Howard has been working on for damn near 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, to be fair, man, I want to be alive when those games come out too. So, I don't blame them.
Man, the way shit's going, you can forget about that. Russia, China,
You better start crossing your fingers because the
Haley's
bigger the
Comic.
games get, the longer they're gonna take to come out. We be
Yeah.
lucky if we
Yeah,
see one of them.
yeah.
Let me make a correction real quick. Shisno Elite said, "I beat God of War 2018. It's decent, but not as good as people make it seem."
Absolutely, that's a
And you know
fact.
something? I agree with that, Shisno Elite. And I've always
Absolutely.
said this. God of War is one of the greatest video game characters ever created. But the reason I don't, and I said this on Sean's show, Sean and Dirt's show where Sean be going off. I said the reason I don't like God of War is because I played Ninja Gaiden, and you guys know I'm all about gameplay.
Yes,
The
sir.
gameplay in Ninja Gaiden has not been touched, and that game is
No,
old as hell. But when you put it back on and you play this shit, you're like, damn, this is what I'm talking about. I
the
don't.
only game that comes close is Bayonetta, and Bayonetta's still not better than Ninja Gaiden.
Nothing is close to Ninja Gaiden, dude. That
Mm-hmm.
is wicked for a hack and slash game. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Fantastic game, man. Oh, love Ninja Gaiden. Love it. You know, Shinzo Elite said those fake fans act like since they aren't playing something that nobody is. Yeah, I've noticed that too. I noticed that too. There's this idea that because I'm not playing it, that means and that goes along with this view that they think they represent everybody. You know what I'm saying? This ain't like how Zinc represents the chat because he's actually interacting and reading the chat, so he actually knows what they're thinking and saying. Uh, Boom, you don't know what the fuck I like. You never watch one of my videos. How the fuck you gonna sit there and pretend that we Xbox guys are lining up all angry with pitchforks? Nah, I'm good. Next week, just unless actually in like 4 days, we got a show coming. You want
The
me to get
show,
pissed?
right?
You want me to get pissed when I'm
Unlimited,
about
but
to see? Yeah, what's
talk
that?
about
He
hypocrisy. Unlimited. Talk about hypocrisy, right? Because you said something that just hit a chord. The first thing that we're all complaining about was what, guys? Do you remember? Microsoft needs to be more transparent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
The
wow,
minute
yeah.
they're transparent and telling you, hey, we had to let go of 10,000 people because of this situation, what the fuck? These motherfuckers are taking the development. Oh my God, they're killing all the development, but just gonna die. 343 coalition's gonna die. What? That's why Microsoft
Please.
needs to do them and just shut the fuck up. They
You
don't want
can't.
transparency. They don't want no fucking roadmap, like you guys mentioned.
12-month roadmap, and you still.
Exactly. They don't want that. They just want to have something to talk about because Sony and Nintendo don't give them enough to talk about. It's that simple.
And they don't give them love. They don't give them shit. They,
You
they don't show up they don't even show up at Tokyo Game Show
They
anymore.
won that.
That's how little they give them.
They didn't show the fuck
They
up.
don't even show up in their own country anymore,
For
man.
real.
They don't give
We
them
went
nothing.
all the way over there, and I think Microsoft walked over there, and they still didn't show up. Took Microsoft all day. Hey man, now you carry this backpack. We're gonna walk across the ocean. We'll get there soon. Fuck out of here. They down the street and didn't go. Yeah, man. But whatever, man.
Hypocrites.
Yeah,
I love this
it's
stuff though, man. But
it's
I was gonna say something else. But go ahead, Unlimited. I think you were gonna say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
oh no. I'm catching up with the chat. But yeah, man. Um, it's just hilarious to me how this stuff works out. It's funny that see I could live with the random twitters and the comments. I could live with that line. It's just for something, Iraq. I don't know what it's in me. There's some in me, Iraq, that when I see these articles put out on the published as a blatant and they're blatant lies. That's the stuff that makes me say, all right, I got to talk
Oh
about it.
yeah.
Because
Oh,
I
of
was gonna
course.
I was not gonna do this shit. Because I saw this earlier and I knew it was bullshit. But just knowing that it's a literal confirmed lie and people are still trying to run with it, it's like, come on, man. I can't sit around and let this lie just go unchallenged. If you
Never
will.
believe shit until it comes out of the horse's mouth. You said that
Yes.
plenty of times, Unlimited.
No, and you
Yes.
know something?
Plenty of
Here's
times.
another thing. I'm glad I saw Shishno Elite said this. He said they also forget how long it takes to actually make big games. And you know what? It's people bitching about campaign DLC from Halo. Dude, you know how long it takes to make a Halo game? Come on,
Mm-hmm.
man, get the fuck out of here. It's not
Mm-hmm.
easy ass game to make because everything that they do and say in that Halo game have to tie into the universe and lore, and it has to
Yes.
work. They even
And it has to connect. It has to make sense. Absolutely.
correct, and he about you'll remember this in I think the first encyclopedia. People study Halo so hard they got at Microsoft. They said, "No, this can't work because this happened in this timeline."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
changed that first encyclopedia and hired some of those jokers. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they hired some of the people that created some of these maps. That since Sega man ain't him here, I'll blame it on him. They hired some of these guys because Jez said they had so many problems with the engine, and Rand said it's so hard to program for the slip space engine. All of these nobody people are making these amazing forged maps. How did they do this shit with this terrible slip space
Okay.
engine? It's
Well,
amazing.
it's just as bad as when you see them all talk about business.
Oh,
They all
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
businessmen now.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
in YouTube is a businessman.
and
They went to they work in Wall Street for Nasdaq. They know all about business now.
and
These guys,
expert.
listen, man. These guys would go to Warren Buffett and give him financial advice.
Mhm,
That's how crazy they are.
mhm,
No, you're not the greatest investor of all time, Warren. Look,
mhm.
you should do it this
I made 25 cents on the stock market the other day. I know what I'm talking about.
right.
Exactly.
Hey, I know you own Berkshire Hathaway, and it's a great portfolio, but you should do it this way.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we are, man. That will always be hilarious to me, man. Just when they think they could tell Microsoft of all companies what to do. And I like in
Well,
the mixed comment here. He said, "I want Xbox to do better by stop listening to the haters and fake fans." Yeah,
right.
Correct.
definitely.
We
Perfect.
agree with that 100%.
Perfect. Mhm.
Mhm.
Absolutely. The less they listen to them, the better their roadmap and what they're trying to do will be for them. Because Phil now is in that point where he has to sit there and every time something happens, he's trying to apologize all the time. No,
Yeah.
don't apologize. Stop it. You don't need to apologize to who? To who? To YouTubers? To
Yeah.
Twitter accounts?
Earlier
What?
today, he came out and made a statement about the layoffs, and I'm like, dude, the layoffs happen all across Microsoft. It's not like
Exactly.
only the Xbox division laid off 10,000 people, and they're all under his watch.
Oh, they only did that. Yep.
Amazon ain't apologized for no layoffs. You said fuck it. It is what it is.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
and I don't know if you heard us earlier, E-Rock, because you came late, you as well, Hebot, but
Hmm.
Amazon even stopped. They're canceling this program they have for kids
Oh,
getting
yeah,
them
yeah,
school
yeah.
supplies. I don't know if
Yeah.
Hebot heard me say that, but I found that out today. They're canceling it.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean,
A good
dude,
thing.
it's also what you guys were saying earlier. We're about to hit we want to hit a recession because unfortunately our country, and not to bring up politics, but our country is prioritizing other countries like the Ukraine, giving them $76 billion when we
Hmm.
can't even get diapers produced right now at the moment.
Yeah. Well, forget
Yeah.
them. Hey, and
Not only that, that they've been told by the Fed, well, if you guys stop hiring, then inflation will stop.
Right.
That shit's been going on a lot
I
too.
don't even pay attention to those jokers, but I'm glad
Yeah.
you thought that I speak the truth because I caught him in a lie. I thought he was cool. He didn't know this was already happening, so I speak truth says this. Watch how these so-called Xbox fans go in a rage about the show not being enough.
Oh, absolutely.
Of
Just like
course.
all the Xbox content creators take a crap on it, already know it's coming. Hey,
Oh yeah, yeah.
in the truth, I speak truth. They already doing that. Oh, this is not Avowed is not going to be at the show. Uh,
A
uh,
game they didn't care about.
all of these games are all of a sudden not going to be at the show. You know, I'm like,
But the irony of that of the thing is after they do that, right? Then how can you say, right, that it looks like crap, right, or that it looks like shit, but then say you care and that they need to take care of the employees, making sure they don't get fired? Do you see how
Yeah.
stupid that sounds?
Not only that, what's also stupid is that Microsoft literally told them what's going to be on the show. For them to
Yes.
be mad at what they know is coming is beyond me.
Well, that's why it's called the
I'm
Developers
cooking.
Direct.
Yeah, I'm cooking chicken
Unlimited.
for dinner. Why didn't you make steak?
Yeah,
I told you what I'm
but
cooking. you
but
dumbass.
Unlimited, they said it even with the title. They changed the name of the show to Developers Direct, meaning they're
What
going
was it
to try to
originally
do more.
called?
Right, because they're going to try to
No,
do more shows.
what was it originally called? That's what I'm
I
saying.
think it was the one that we had with Major Nelson before.
no, they did call it Developers Direct, but they had to explain it that they're not going to have any host. It's just going to be the developers.
No, but I'm saying they're saying Developers Direct because what they're going to do is through the course of the year they'll show more Developers Direct with the different games, with directly talking with the developers.
And
You see what I'm saying?
you know, they already doing that. They
Yeah,
did.
I know.
They already
I-
did that with Todd Howard and this other, and then it came back with this guy from Bethesda. There was no host, and it was just this dude talking about how he's. I think it was the one where he was talking about factions in the game. And then people are saying, "Oh, they need to have just singular games." Of course, like Sony is doing. We've been doing this shit for 2 and 3 years.
Right.
Sea of Thieves just had a show the other day about some shit that they were doing.
Yeah.
What the
Well,
fuck?
that's why they said that it was gonna be no host. Because remember, the other show they used to do was with Larry, Larry Herb. I forget the name of the show.
But not even that one. They've been
Inside, was it Inside Xbox?
I don't know, but they've been doing several shows. They had a couple of Xbox on the Xbox channel. I mean, they doing like
Yeah, I'm talking about the one they had with Larry Herb that they were doing almost every month.
I know it was
I
every
forgot the name of it though.
but like Shisno Elite, and I say all the time, you could give these jokers the Bugs Bunny Jordans, and they'll say, "No, I wanted the all white Jordans, or I want the all black Jordans. I wanted the Jordan 12s." Nothing is ever be good enough. Just like E-Rock and Shisno Elite said in every chat, nothing is good enough for them. They always want something different. Fucking
The reason why is because they're not true Xbox fans, and they're fake and they're frauds, and they were happy when PlayStation was always getting the win. They're not getting the win no more. Xbox is getting all the wins. So if you notice, PlayStation's wins are rare. God of War, that's it. Their rares are win. They're rare. Their wins are rare, right? So they gotta do something. They gotta clean up something to keep this sinking ship afloat. But nothing's going to keep it afloat. When this company finally goes out of business, I'm going to be so happy because finally gaming will get back to being gaming again, man. Look at the Nintendo crowd. They don't say shit. They stay in their lane.
Yeah.
They play their Pokemon. They play.
They know they play C-Rock. That's why.
Well, about goddamn time. Yeah, they stay in their lane. Like this shit is just. It's why I stay out of it now.
Well, E-Rock, did you see? Let me ask you a question. Did you see? It was released like a week ago. Sony did like a video, right, about all their upcoming games for 2023. To try to hype up their catalog because everybody's been talking about the Game Pass, catalog
with those flat games in them. Yeah.
And then when you look at the video, E-Rock, kid you not. Right? Because I'm pretty sure the boys have seen it. You probably haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Because you're more busy playing games. There's like I think 12 games in total they show, and I think like 10 are all multi-plats.
Wow.
Or 9.
And here's the kicker. Here's my favorite part of it. At the bottom of the screen, only on PlayStation 5.
Wow.
Hogwarts Legacy only on
Yeah, because
PlayStation
they're
5.
really trying to say that it's only
Street
going to
Fighter
be
6.
on the PS5 system, right? But they
Yes.
try to make it seem like that, like it's exclusive. You're right.
Yeah. Street
I
Fighter
didn't even catch that. You're right.
Street
Oh my
Fighter
god.
6 only on PlayStation 5.
None of what
Funny
none
shit,
of what
man.
none of what you hear and half of what you see. I've been saying that for 25 years now.
Cognitive dissonance, like you said,
Yep.
Erod.
Yeah.
Hey,
The biggest liars in the industry.
I'm glad you went back to that. Let's go ahead with Radiance 96. This was a great comment. With hey, Unlimited. Radiance called himself in a lie, see here. And he midstream. Radiance said, with the amount of content Xbox has been giving us, then he corrected himself, spoiling us with.
Right.
These dudes are whiny bitches. They can get the fuck out of here with their lame ass demanding better shit. And I'm glad he put demanding better in quotes. That's the essence of it right there. We gotta demand better. Why can't we demand better of Sony one day? So they could give us a controller that lasts longer than 2.5 hours. Why can't we demand that shit? Why can't
What the fuck Sony's really giving us?
what they
What
giving
did they
us?
give us?
They're giving us PSVR 2. That's not
That we have to, excuse me, sir, that we have to pay for. They ain't giving us for free.
Oh.
Listen, all I know is, as Xbox fan, or as an Xbox fan, I got back compat, free boost mode, free smart delivery, forward compatibility with peripherals, backwards compatibility with 3 generations of Xbox. I got fucking Game Pass, where I can buy the service and have access to all the games for just $15 a month. And I also have Xbox All Access, so if I want to upgrade and get a new console, I can pay it slow instead of worrying about not having the money and buy it right there all in cash. So what is Sony doing to match that?
Mm-hmm. And the realist answered it. That was slime ball marketing. What Lemon said, only on PlayStation 5. Yeah, okay, bro.
Yeah, that was hilarious. Somebody showed it to me because I don't subscribe to I don't subscribe to PlayStation channels. I don't subscribe to PlayStation YouTubers or none of that shit. So shit just gets sent to me a lot of times. Zinc, the way that you sent me the Halo, the Halo news, right? About them.
That actually came from a legit Halo loot YouTube installation.
That's fantastic.
Right, yeah, and so when I get sent stuff, that's how that's another way I stay informed, especially with shit that I don't care about, because I don't follow Sony news religiously. I don't give a shit.
Eliminate, you're too busy with your girlfriend and making money, so shut up, stop lying.
Yeah, shit, that'll always take priority over this.
You know what I mean?
No question about it. And that's what I mean, man. That's what I mean about politics and the other things too. They gonna do what they gonna do. So I'm like, why should I care about it? Whatever they fuck up, they fucking it up for everybody, So I might as well make sure my daughter is cool, my son is cool, and the people I'm close to are cool.
That's right.
I'm gonna play some damn games.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Big Baller say, you guys saw for Tinga and Alex Mock's Xbox community. Here's the thing, I don't watch them dudes, so no. I not only do I not watch him, the way that Alex went after E-Rock, he's on my go fuck yourself list of people that I just don't respect anyway. So they go fuck themselves. If they don't
two
like
dudes.
They're first of all, their PC guy. Hold on. Sorry. Let me finish this, and then I'll let you get your point.
Yeah.
These are two PC guys who are proud of pirating games. Who are proud of pirating games. Who make money off drama. So they instigate a lot of this shit so they could make another video laughing at the people that they're purposely getting riled up. That's
and
why
out of their own viewers. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah,
they're making money out of it and making a mockery out of their own viewers, and they're too stupid to realize it.
Yeah, and so I'm never going to to give them that attention, and I'm never going to give them bullet points to have me on one of their fucking videos, thinking that they're gonna make fun of me because I don't give a fuck about them. Make fun of the X community.
You're not in their house.
At the end of the day, for Tanga or Alex. What are you gonna do? You're just gonna make a dumb video I'm not gonna watch, and what's gonna happen? At worst, somebody's gonna come in my comments and say something. There's something called block button. You do know that, right? So even that's irrelevant.
But see, you like to put too many facts on the screen, and they're not disputable. you know. So there's got to.
Yeah, the realist is right. He said they're two PC dudes who rarely talk about PC. That's what I was going to try to say.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. They don't even talk about PC or PC gaming. They're too busy talking about online drama, social media drama, and console fanboys because they're hurt. They get
Yeah,
butthurt because
and
console gaming is what drives the industry.
and half the shit they get butthurt about is shit they create anyway.
No,
Mhm.
no, 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 no. Here's what happened. It was it's I think Griffin Gaming for Tang and Old Noah's Alex, and they're all in league with each other. The white boys figured out that there's money to be made doing these fucking these live chats off of this all this
Mhm.
console drama. They figured out it's money. That's it. That's it. And as soon as the money's not there no more, you will not see them anymore. They will leave.
Mhm.
They are fucking parasites, and that it is what it is.
Yeah, and
A-Rock, you ain't lying.
I want to say I want to say something because you reminded me of something I forgot to tell commenter earlier. What was that dude's name? Who asked why I don't make those PlayStation videos? Because I was making money off it, and when I saw them dudes making money off the same shit, same type of videos I was making, I'm like, oh fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
No,
Shit, when you got people dropping $400 on your chat, right? In half an hour or 15 minutes into a show,
Saying the exact same shit me, E-Rock, and Hebot were
yes,
saying, Zink.
yes.
Almost word for word. I
Mhm.
kid you not, Zink. One time, because E-Rock used to share them videos with us, right? And I
Mhm.
watched the video, and Alex said something that E-Rock said almost word for fucking word. And I put in the chat, E-Rock, he's stealing your shit. You know what I'm saying? And,
Mhm.
and, and
Mhm.
I part of me think they really probably did steal this shit and get way more credit for it.
Hey man, I'm surprised I missed this. Radiance 96 strikes again, and he probably didn't know, but we talked about this earlier. He said 343 is having trouble in bold print with an Xbox engine that they made. Laugh my ass off, Jez Gordon, you clown piece of shit. And then right under that, this chat is amazing. Shisno Elite came back again. That engine talk is ridiculous too. They act like Unreal 5 engine is going to save the day, as if they the only thing that should be used. Hey, check it out. I was thinking about that. I was going to say that also. The Unreal Engine. One guy said it's the Unreal 5 engine is proven. What Unreal 5 engine games have been made? A demo was made by one of our people in the coalition. That
Yep.
and I'm going to give this. I'm going to share this thing with you guys. An Unreal guy said that Unreal is not made like the Slip Space engine. It doesn't do the sandbox that the Slip Space engine does. We don't do that. In the story right there. So people stop saying use the Unreal Engine for Halo 5, a game where you could be in a cave, run up a mountain, and fly above the mountain in another ship,
Mhm.
shoot somebody out of a ship, grapple onto their ship, fly their ship, and shoot their ass on the way down to the ground. Could somebody show me a game that does some wicked shit
Well,
like that?
that's comparing apples to oranges. You know, I wouldn't even try to compare those two engines because Slip Space Engine is designed to do one thing. Unreal Engine, it's too new to even compare it to. And make no mistake, the Unreal Engine is going to be a motherfucking beast. It's
It's a
all of the
super.
developers going to be using, but
That's
they're two different things. It's apples and oranges. I wouldn't even compare the two engines.
yeah, and that thing is so damn powerful. It's doing the um some of the movie stuff. What's that you guys the full motion video for some of the movies
Hmm.
in Unreal. Okay, it's and I love me. I love Unreal, dude. I play Gears like it's going out of style, you know. But and that's Unreal Engine 4. So I know the coalition is just gonna drop a bomb on somebody with the new Unreal Engine. But I hate it when people crap on the Slip Space engine when it's incredible. And they keep saying, well, the creator of the Slip Space engine is gone. Hey, stupid ass. He didn't create the Slip Space engine. That's Jason Ronald and his team, you know? And a bunch of other people that created that massive ass engine, the
I,
Slip
I
engine.
I've never seen a bunch of people in the gaming community that's so miserable. You got PC guys that are miserable. doing their little fucking weekly chats, worrying about other men. You got fucking PlayStation gamers miserable. You got a gaming media and a gaming crowd that thinks the only thing of any importance is if it's got PlayStation written on the box or Spider Man or God of War. Missing all these other great games out here. You got a gaming community that tries to shit on and derail games like High on Life, Gotham Knights, and the Plague Tale Requiem before they even come out. You got a gaming community that continues to talk about how much they love gaming, but you never see any gameplay. You got a gaming community that always says Microsoft needs to do better when they just bought fucking two publishers. They've got over fucking 40 intellectual properties, past, present, and future that's coming in presumed. They've made over $3 billion in one quarter. That's just one quarter. They made $3 billion. So anybody can do the math on how much they made for an entire fiscal year. Well, Iraq? What does that $3 billion in 90 days mean to you? It means they're going to buy more shit to go in Game Pass, dickhead. It means less money I got to spend. Like, listen, Billy Joel said this shit. Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Billy Joel said this shit 40 years ago, if you haven't missed it or not. You can never argue with a crazy man. You ought to know by now, right? It was a song called Anthony. I'm moving out. You can't argue with fucking crazy people. And like it's just there's no point in doing it anymore. But if one thing that the Unlimited Truth is going to stand for, we got next the Xbox Alpha Podcast and Exile Podcast is trying to get some truth out here. You ain't gotta like us. Who cares if you don't like us? Ooh, E-Rock, so real don't like you. I don't even know who this dude is. For all I know, he could have skeletal remains in his basement. I don't know who he is. I don't give a shit about him. I don't care about you. You know who I want to like me? My fucking grocer. Like, yo, man, if you could bring some free groceries by here, that'd be fucking great. Doesn't matter if I have money in the bank. Just bring the free groceries by. That's all I care about. Listen, listen. I can't help it if the rest of the world is just miserable, unlimited production. They don't like where the state of gaming. Oh, the state of gaming sucks, and clearly it doesn't. The state of gaming is great. The state of gaming is great when we just had a great surprise like High on Life. Listen, the fact that you guys in the media and Solid Rev and Boomstick didn't play High on Life, that's a y'all problem. It just goes to show that y'all not who y'all say y'all are. That you didn't play High on Life, you didn't play the gunk. Apparently, Halo has all of these problems. I could not find one problem in Halo Infinite. Again, the first Halo game that I finished, these guys are just miserable. And when the new Assassin's Creed comes out back in Jerusalem, they'll find some kind of way to hate on that. This is who these people are. They can't wait to pick apart Redfall. They can't wait to pick apart the developers conference next week. This is who these people are. Me and these guys here, we choose to enjoy gaming. That's all.
Hey man, absolutely very well put, very well put. And I see some other people have joined. Daya, as always, the realist, Lewis Frag. What's up? Yeah, and I think, however, I think we're going to call it a night there. Thank you everybody for joining. The chat was absolutely spectacular as always. Um, but yeah, I think we're going to call it a night. So, Hebot, the world's most powerful gamer, let them know where they could find you.
Yeah, as always, you guys can find me on my channel, Hebon, and then here on the Unlimited Truth when he does some shows and on the Exile and on the Alpha. I did say that I'm going to minimize that due to my situation, but like I said, when I can, I don't have a problem jumping in and coming in and hanging out with my brothers and talking about gaming, especially when it's to call out the BS when the truth is finally out there, like 343s did today. It was great.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely, man,
Mhm.
definitely. And Iraq X, as always, always love your insight. But let them know where they could find you.
Hey, you guys can find me on the Iraq X channel. Gameplay, stuff like that, man. Uh, Join us tomorrow night for the Exile podcast. We'll talk about these subjects more. And Dia, listen, if you want to get in on the Exile podcast, I'm on Instagram. It's ERockX on Instagram. Shoot me a DM there, and we'll try to get you in on the podcast because Sega Man and the rest of the guys really want to get you in there. So that's it, man. Great to be here, talk about these topics, and see you guys tomorrow night.
Yep, and Other Zinc, he represents the chat, and he's always fantastic as well. And Tuckmaster, who is also here, he does the Lions Den podcast. He's been doing them more and more often, so please check out his show. And last but not least, our brother Sega Man, who couldn't make it, he does the Alpha Exiled and Game Talk with Sega Man. So again, everybody enjoy the rest of your weekend. Zinc, you want to give him a shout out or the closeout?
Yeah, man, I could go ahead and get out of here, man, because my phone is just about to close me out. But great points, and I always wanted to shout out Dia. We missed her and Louis Frag. You guys probably said something about it. But yeah, man, I represent the chat, and great show today.
Awesome. All right, everybody, have a great weekend, and we are out. We'll see you
All right.
tomorrow on the Exiled Podcast.
Peace.